Hey, it's Alzay Calhoun with Coveted Consultant. So the question of the day is, what do you write in a business blog? Right? You've got a business, you probably sell services. And so now you're trying to figure out how do you use blogging and content to generate more clientele. So let me give you the answer, and then we can talk about all the what ifs and objections that you might have to it. So let's start here. What's the answer? The answer is to take the conversations that you're currently having and turn those into content pieces. Done and done. No way. It can't be that simple, right? Well, let's see the logic here. Let's say there's a person out here in the world that right now wants to be your client. They want to be your client. They want to work with you. They want to give you some money. But the only way that they're going to be clear, confident, excited about working with you is if they have seen an answer from you already. You've already expressed some certainty. You've already expressed some expertise. You've already proven that you know how to solve for what they're dealing with. That's where their confidence comes from. That's how they know you are the right person. But the only way to express answers, or one of the best ways to express an answer, is by putting it in a piece of content. Right? You write it out. You put it on a webpage so someone can read it and digest it and be sure that it's the answer they're looking for. But the only way you know how to create a good content piece is if it's driven from an actual question. You have to know what question to answer inside the content piece. But the only way you're going to find good questions is if you talk to a human being. So you know what a human is actually searching for, shopping for, looking for when they look for a service professional. Okay, but I'll say, wait, you just provided a circular reference here, right? You just said the only way I can attract someone is by talking to them, but I can't talk to them, so I can attract them. Right? Okay. Let's break that chicken or the egg conversation here. Let's not settle for the trap. The thinking here is that you start from wherever you are right now. So the people you currently have access to, then those are the people that you grab, ascertain, digest questions from. Let's make that palatable here. So you already have people that you've worked with in the past. You've got clients already. Right? You got current clients, you got past clients. Right? So understand what their questions are. So if you don't have clients, then you got prospects. Right? You got people in the past that you've talked about doing business with. Okay, don't have prospects, you got colleagues. You got people who work in this business with you. Right? They have their own perspective on how questions are asked and answers are provided. Okay? You still got team members. People who work with you, people who work with someone else, they can give you a perspective. If not there, you still have online forums or in-person forums that you are a part of where dialogue is happening so you can begin to grab questions. If not there, you got a former boss, somebody you used to work for a long time ago. He's got a perspective. She's got a perspective. Here's my point. There are people in your world that you have access to today that can provide insight for you today, that can help you see the clearest question that you should be answering for your client base, and then take the challenge of answering that question in a content piece. Now, I know there are other options out there that you could use to figure out what content to create. You could start using keyword tools. The landscape of keywords is complex. Short tail keywords, long tail keywords, search volume, keyword tools, keyword competition. All of those things, if you understand them, great. But your expertise is in something else. So don't force yourself to learn keywords and then try to leverage keywords. How about the content calendar? Right? I'm sure you've had somebody recommend this to you. You should be posting once a week, 3 times a month, whatever it is. Right? So you build out this month worth of calendar. But what ends up happening is you spend more energy trying to just complete the calendar than you do getting or establishing relevance to your prospective client base. Forget the calendar. Be more concerned about what your searcher, what the prospective client is trying to get an answer to, and focus on answering that. How about SEO? You may have hired someone to do SEO. You may have tried to study SEO. And if you thought keywords was complex, try figuring out SEO, how it relates on different platforms and what the hierarchy of a page needs to be, and all kinds of massively confusing things that exist in SEO. If you want to figure it out, be my guest. But the core premise of SEO is matching content to a person's intent. So a person's intent is the question that they're asking. So if you already heard the question from a human being, what do you need SEO for? Answer the question as best you can and move on. Here are some others. You probably have been introduced to social posting. You probably have been introduced to forum posting. And all of these things have a place. Yes, they have a place. The trouble is that you find yourself trying to understand these things, and you've gotten away from the human being that's actually trying to be served. Honestly, you don't need these things, because the primary focus should be on this human being anyway. That's where the money is. So with that said, I think there are two really important points of leverage to appreciate here. The first point is that you're supposed to be having conversations anyway. That is a heavy part of what it means to be a service professional. You talk to people and you deliver services that meet their needs. So much of what you do comes from conversations anyway. What we're doing now is trying to provide a business development strategy inside that job description. So keep talking to people. Number two is that this process is self-refining. Every time you talk to someone, you hear a question, you create content, which puts forth an answer. People respond or interact to that piece of content. That helps you figure out what the next question is. You answer that question in a piece of content. People can experience it. Then you get some more feedback to do it again. So the more this process continues, it refines itself every single time. You get better at hearing what needs to be heard, and then you get better at responding in the way that it needs to be responded to. This process makes you better. Final point, as consultants, sometimes we get a little proud of ourselves because we only want to talk to people who are prepared to buy, and we discard all of the leverage that's possible because we have that attitude. Hopefully this reintroduces you to the power of conversations and the leverage it has in your business. You can fight the internet marketing tools if you want, but there's existing leverage inside your current expertise. Leverage that for maximum profitability.